Hey, travel buddies. Welcome to this episode of the Layover Lounge, hosted by Keisha C, your safe space for real conversations about self care, wellness, and living your very best life one vacation at a time. I'm your host, and this episode is powered by kcrumtravel.com. kcrumtravel.com is your plug for all of your Caribbean vacation needs. Check us out after this episode. My guest today is someone who takes the stress out of planning. She is also the founder and CEO of Elite Vacationz, a full service Black owned, woman owned travel agency based here in Maryland. Help me welcome Mrs. Sherita Jones. Hello there. How are you? Welcome to the Layover Lounge. How are you?
I am well, Keisha. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I couldn't think of a better person. I wanted to really have you connect with our audience and we'll get started. I did mention you are the owner and CEO of Elite Vacationz, which is a travel agency based here in Maryland. Tell us a little bit about Elite Vacationz, what you do, what services you offer, and what could our audience expect.
So, as you mentioned, Travel Vacations is a full service travel agency. We take the stress and the anxiety out of travel. So, we do family vacations from individual vacations to group vacations. So,
Awesome.
we pretty much do it all.
Full service for
Full
everybody. I love
service. Yes,
that. I
ma'am.
love that. Okay, so since you are a travelista and you know the inside, you have a unique perspective of the travel industry. What type of clients do you typically serve? What are they looking for when they come to you? And what can they expect with your customer service?
Well, when individuals come to me, they really want to know if you know what you're doing. That's first and foremost. They really want to know if you know what you're doing because they're putting their investments in your hands. They put their investments in their hands for you to plan that memorable vacation. So when someone comes to me, we do like an interview. We get a little bit intimate, and when I say intimate, I give you the feel of who I am, what
Mhm.
I offer, and then I get a feel of who you are, and see if the energy connects with each
A
other
vibe check. Right, right.
to ensure that you can trust me
Hmm.
with planning that vacation for you and giving you your money's worth.
Indeed. Trust is a huge factor in all of this.
Absolutely.
I don't think people realize that booking travel, planning a vacation, especially if it's your first time, if it's your first time on an international trip, you have to have a trust factor with the person that's assisting you. They have to know your vibe. What kind of vacation are you looking for? Are you a nervous Nelly? Have you ever been on an airplane before?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? And you just said something. They also want to know, have you traveled? Where have you gone to? Because how can you sell something when you don't do it, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
And I like that. That's a good point because I know that you have traveled quite extensively here recently. I remember you went to Greece. How was that?
Greece was fabulous. We just came back from Bali, Indonesia,
Nice.
in April. We came back from Dubai. We did a Mediterranean cruise. So yeah, we travel
Now,
on
was that
any
with
budget, any budget.
any budget? And I try to tell people that all the time. You can pretty much go wherever you want. There's planning involved. Does your agency offer payment plans?
We offer flexible payment plans, but that also depends on how far in advance you book your travel, right? So
Okay.
if you book your travel less than 45 days, of course, when you're dealing with airfare, you have to pay that whole amount up front because you're
Hmm.
dealing with airfare, the hotel, and also with your transportation. But if you're booking it 120 days or 6 months, 8 months to a year, yes, we offer flexible payment options for you to be able to pay as you go. We can create you a payment plan if you like, but for most of my clients, I'll give them the flexibility to pay as they go, how much they want to pay as they go, just as long as their final payment is due by the final payment due date.
Understood. That's great. So there are options out there. There, wherever you want to go, just make a plan for it. Oh, and let me make sure I'm saying that correctly. It is Elite Travel Vacations.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. We are traveling, not just vacationing. So that brings me to another point. Do you provide business travel or is it just vacation travel?
Just primarily vacation travel. Most corporations have their own individual people that they, book their travel through,
Mhm.
or they have offices within their corporation to book their travel. So primarily, Elite Travel Vacations, we book the travel for the everyday people, the everyday person, and their family.
Understood. And just also for people out there, there are some jobs that don't provide your travel, so they just expect you to show up and be there. So if you are responsible for getting there in your travel, I'm sure that Elite Travel Vacations may be able to assist you with that too. So you can make it
How,
a vacation if you like.
absolutely. We don't shy away from corporate travel now. We
That's
do,
right.
we do
That's
not.
right.
So if someone come, we absolutely put our services forward to assist them as best as we possibly can. So yes, ma'am.
Right. Right. I've certainly been on business travel and made it a vacation myself. So if I need to add an extra day on the beach or something
Hmm.
else that can't go on that company invoice, then I will certainly reach out to a travel advisor. Um,
Absolutely.
and just for my travel buddies that are out there listening, like I mentioned, Sharita is the CEO of Elite Travel Vacations. So she has an insight on travel industry. She is also one of my business partners. So I wanted to say that we are both travel advisors, certified travel agents, and we do help each other. She gets busy because has a large clientele. She's just that good. So we tend to help each other out. And here at the Layover Lounge, that's what we are all about. We want to make sure we are networking. We are here to support our travel buddies. That's what I call my people here at the lounge. So if you see a travel buddy out somewhere in the world, help them, communicate with them, network with them, and send them back to Elite Travel Vacations.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to just talk a little bit about travel as wellness because this platform, again, is not just for pictures. It's always nice to
Hmm.
just go and look good, have a couple of cocktails or whatever. But there are people who are interested in spiritual growth, personal growth, cultural immersions. They actually want to see historic sites and things like that. Something more meaningful. Do you have a resource for that? Do you have a conversation for them to help kind of guide them? Because most trips you just can't do everything at once, but you do want to
Right.
focus on what the goal is of the traveler.
Absolutely. So when we just went to Bali, I ensured that we had massage built into our package. And
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I wanted to do that, because the flight in itself, to include the layover, was 23 hours, right? So you travel in like almost a 24-hour time span. So I wanted to build something for my clients and for myself because I was there to relax a little bit, take the angst and the knots out of your shoulders from traveling. So taking care of yourself and building in time to rejuvenate and wellness is critical. I also have a client who she is a certified yoga instructor, and she'll come to me and she'll say, "Hey, Sharita, I want to do a retreat. Can you find me somewhere, a location or destination that welcomes those type of retreats for, again, to rejuvenate, to do the activities on the resort for the to bring the holistic wellness piece to it, and it is very therapeutic for them. So yeah, I mean, again, you come to me, you tell me what you're looking for, you put everything in my hands. I do the work for you. I do the research for you. I tell you if there's a travel ban there. No, we can't go there. I find an alternate location for you to go to again give you what you're looking for and meet your needs.
Right. And I do want to highlight that as a travel advisor, it's not just, we do so many things trying to customize and curate the perfect vacation for the client. So we offer travel news, hurricane season
Mhm.
information, are people that look like us accepted here? What is the vibe here? What is the
Absolutely.
experience from other past travelers before. So those are things that actually the travel agent, the travel advisor is tasked with so that you don't have to worry about those things. Because like you and I always talk that travel and the experience starts with the booking, the planning. It's not just when you show
Absolutely.
up at the airport.
I have clients that often tell me, I know I can come to you and you'll get me straight. They
Right.
don't have to do anything. We do it all for you. So all I need you to do is show up, have a great time, have some memories, take some pictures, and come back relaxed and rejuvenated. Let me do the work for you. So
See, and that goes back to that trust factor because they see you, you're active on social media, they see the trips that you are planning and going on, and eventually it's got it. The travel bug will bite you. It's like that looks
absolutely.
amazing. I would like to be a part of that. Do you see some of that? You're advertising and just showing your everyday travels. You're getting some feedback from directly from that.
From social media, yes, but I think most of the feedback that I get back is from referral from clients,
Love
right?
a
So
referral,
I
yes.
offer a referral program with my travel business.
Hmm.
So for first time clients, if they refer someone and they actively complete their booking, the next time that person who referred someone to me, they get a discount off their travel the next time they book their trip. So
Amazing. We love a discount. You heard that at Elite Travel Vacations. Okay, awesome. So let's talk about the first time traveler or somebody who's a little leery about even giving their information to a travel advisor over the phone because we have to have documentation. We have to have credit card numbers sometimes, or depending on what systems that we use. But to cover everyone involved, we do have to handle the business. Understood? So,
mhm.
how do you ease someone's mind who, one, probably hasn't traveled often or at all, and then have to give information to you to proceed with the planning?
So when I have a conversation with a first time traveler, I kind of give them the pros and the cons, and I kind of compare myself to like a booking engine, right?
Mhm.
So you have a booking engine versus a human being. A booking engine, you don't know who's behind that engine. You don't know where your data is going. All you know is you just putting it in there, telling it what you want, and they produce it. Also, with a booking engine, if you have an issue, you can't call that engine to resolve your issue. Versus me as a travel agent, I let you know I have secure sites. Everything is encrypted. Once we obtain your information is immediately destroyed. We do not keep any of your records, any of your information. And I always tell my clients, just because I book your travel, that's not the end for Elite Travel Vacation. We are there with you. So if you have any issues while you're traveling, when you land in your destination, give us a call so we will be able to help you maneuver through that and help you get through that issue. And most of the times, we always, not most of the time, we always resolve the issue with the client. So again, whether it's your flight, whether it's your transfers, whether once you get to the hotel and something's just not right with your room, we are involved to assist you to resolve whatever the issue may be. So that's I kind of like have that conversation with them to get them the pros and the cons of again a booking engine for somebody you don't know versus a human being with Elite Travel Vacation, someone you will know and entrust
A
to
personal
ensure that they
touch.
have your back. Absolutely.
Right, because Booking.com is not answering at midnight or when you sit at
No,
the desk and they don't have your room or they put you in something you didn't ask for. So that personal touch is why you would enlist a travel advisor for sure.
absolutely.
So since there are some people who think, hey, well, I don't need to use a travel advisor. I've been doing well for years. I've been going here and there, booking things at ease. And that's okay too. Some people just prefer to do their own thing. But what are some of the mistakes you may have seen from your clients who decided to do their own planning and researching and then had to return to you for some assistance?
So I had an individual during COVID who booked her own trip to Cancun, Mexico.
Hmm.
And during that time, you had to test before you were able to depart from those countries to come back to the US.
I remember that.
Well,
Yes.
Lord and behold, she booked her travel on her own, did not book travel insurance.
Mm.
She took the test and came up positive for COVID and
And now
could
you
not leave Cancun. So she had to be quarantined. And the first thing she did was get on the phone and, Sherita, oh my God, I tested positive. I need to get out of here. How can you help me? And I said, who booked your travel?
you want
She
me
said,
to
I
come
did it
find
on my
out?
own.
Right.
Yeah. She said, I did it on my own. I said, did you book insurance? No, I didn't. She said, I need your help. So immediately, because she is, because she still is actively today, a client of mine, although she didn't book that trip with me, I still stepped in to help her out to ensure she got out of Cancun uh, as effectively as I could. But she came home, I think, within 2 days.
Awesome.
Because what happened, I had to help her find another hotel to go to because at that time, the customers had to foot their own bill for the
Hmm.
hotel. So it's always good to have that travel advisor. I know you can do things on your own, and that is fine. But again, a travel advisor can provide you that unique touch, and they can do things behind the scenes that you cannot do on your own. And most importantly, when you're dealing with hotels, they have a relationship, they have a rapport with travel advisors or travel agents or travel consultants that they can help resolve issues more easy and more effective than what you could do on your own.
Right. Let's talk about that relationship. So that's another perk for travel advisor because we have the certifications, the training, the relationships with these different places. So also I want to just be clear, when you pay money for a trip, you're not paying the travel advisor. Our compensation comes from wherever we sent you, from hotels, from excursions, or different companies, and hence the relationship. They prefer for us to deal with the travel agent because they know that's our job. That's our business.
Absolutely.
We are promoting their stays, their resorts, their transportation services, or whatever the travel need is. So it's important to, and even if you don't use the travel advisor in the end, it's still helpful to reach out to one. I know for myself, when people reach out to K Crumb Travel, it's a lot of helpful tips. It's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of advice. In some cases, a lot of counseling. You're gonna be okay as soon as your feet make it back to U.S. soil. You're gonna be okay. So I'm open to that too. We are full service, like Elite Travel Vacationz is a full service for helpful tips and things to help you get back home safely, for instance. So you can use a travel advisor for many things. It doesn't always have to just be the planning portion.
Absolutely. Even the shoulder to cry on. We are there. We are always there. Yes.
Right. So let's talk about what travel actually does for you as the travel advisor. We've talked about, some mental health benefits for our clients and for their families and helping them grow and stay connected together. But as you are sending people off on these fabulous vacations and travel experiences, what does that actually provide for you as the advisor?
Well, the gratitude that my clients show me upon their return, it is, I can't describe. It's undescribable for me, and it gives me, the fire to keep going and keep doing
Awesome.
my best and take it to a different level. Travel for me, because most of my groups, I do travel on my groups. It helps rejuvenate me. It helps take me from the everyday hustle and bustle. But that also, I learn when I'm going on travel on my trips with my clients. I learn who they are. They learn who I am. But when I travel abroad, I get to learn about the culture. I get to learn about the history, and it brings me a fond experience and gratification to appreciate what I have. Because some
Right.
places that we go to, it's a little less than what we have here in the United States. So it just makes me grateful for what I have, the
For
life I
sure.
live, the business that I run, and the people that I surround myself with. So, yeah, it does something for me.
That is so true. That just makes me think of a time. I think we were in the Bahamas and we were doing some off-road dirt bike, ATV type of thing, and we were riding through the neighborhoods where the locals live. So I'm familiar, of course. I'm on vacation all the time, but I had my teenage daughter with me at the time, and this was her first international vacation. And so as we were riding, we're passing by women who are, I mean, literally like beating clothes on a rock, washing clothes outside or in a bucket, or living in these humble homes. But the kids were out there running and playing and laughing, and like you said, it just makes you realize how simple life can be. Not saying that they wouldn't want to live in a better economy, I'm sure, but like one of the kids were running behind our car to give a flower they picked out of the yard over here to give to my daughter. And my daughter, poor thing, she was so happy and like, oh, look at that. They gave me a flower. And I'm like, yeah, she wants $1. Give her $1. She wants, this is what they do in order to survive and thrive and just make it. So, and when once I even saw a young boy just pumping water out of a well. I mean, I'm going to the refrigerator and grabbing me a couple of bottles.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
So, I'll add to that. So when we were just in Bali, so again, you know, we see these beautiful pictures on social media, the influencers that say, hey, you got to come to this place, but they don't give you the history behind it, right? So when we were just in Bali, learning the history that one, it's a jungle, right? Bali is a jungle on an island.
tell the people what you mean by jungle. Is that you're talking about the weather, the lush greens around, is
All of it, the
swamp?
lush greens, the animals, the landscape. For years they didn't have running water like we have running water here in the United States. So they relied on the rain as their source of water. They would collect rainwater in buckets for their drinking water, the washing water, cooking. Like that was the jungle up until I think the guy said back in 1998 when the government finally stepped in to help the environment, to have running water to come through pipes like we have in the US. They didn't have running water, and it wasn't a place that you can live because they didn't have running water. But here again, we have running water, always have. And I think again we take things for granted. We take things for granted. And one of the things I like to say about Elite Travel Vacation, we always give it back. I always give back to my clients in some form, shape. We always give back. So as we're planning for 2026, we're going to Ghana in December.
Amen.
We're going to be shipping some stuff over ahead of time before we go from the US because we're going to visit either a local school or village, and we're going to give back. We're going to give back to the community once we get over there and go for our visit.
So is that an travel vacations sponsorship type of thing, or is this a group of friends, or is this a missionary type of visit?
It's just Elite Travel Vacations giving back, and it's my clients who are so humble, and I'm so grateful for them
Awesome.
and their willingness to share in this when we travel over there. It's actually a vacation, but it's just we're going to take some time away from that vacation
Okay.
to visit a local village or school.
Okay. Is that something that maybe some of the travel buddies can donate or assist with, or?
Absolutely. If they would like to, they can do so. And we would certainly show you what we're buying. And we will take a video and pictures and show you where your belongings that was purchased, where they will be going to once we travel to Ghana in December 2026. Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. So please be sure to keep me posted on that. I want to be able to support and, advertise or enlist any support that you need for that. That sounds amazing. What's the date on that? You already have the dates for that?
Yes, ma'am. We will be traveling. We will arrive on December 6th through the 18th of 2026 when we travel to Ghana. And once again, with that trip, what I did, I built in a beach day for our clients to be able to have that wellness, that
As you
therapy,
should.
that take your time away from, the journeys and the adventures of going through and exploring Ghana before we come back to the US. So I always try to build in some kind of day for us. Like on our leisure day, we just take a day to relax or rejuvenate, whatever it is you want to do.
That makes sense because anytime you go somewhere, one, you've never been, or you're going to help somebody, obviously there is a need there. It's a humbling experience.
Hmm.
So even time you give, it pulls something from you. So you have to rejuvenate. You have to pour back into yourself. You don't want to just be totally stressed, even though you're doing a good thing here. So I'm down for business and pleasure at the same time. I know you do group trips and girls trips. Tell us about some of the ones you just came from recently.
So Bali was the one we just came back. It was a group trip in April. So then I have a girls trip going to Cancun just to get away, with your girlfriends and just have your cocktails, again, a massage or just relax, whatever it is you want to do for a few days. And so while the girls are gone, the fellas are going to Cartagena, Colombia. So they're
Yeah.
going to be, yeah, they're going to be gone the same time we are. And they got ATVs, a half day ATVs. They have an entire day of going to different islands on a boat. They have a day where they will be discovering Colombia over there. So they have a
Let's
good
highlight
fun.
that it's not just girls trip. We have
Oh,
men that
absolutely not.
travel well. You hear me? In groups. Okay.
Mhm, absolutely. And then in 26, we have another Mediterranean cruise on Virgin that's in May, and then gone
Mhm.
in December. In 27, it's going to be Dubai in April. And
Okay.
I'm planning for the fall of 27. So it's some things that's going to be coming out.
Okay, awesome. I certainly appreciate this information and your time today. I just want to make sure that I give you also an opportunity to just give us your social media handles or anything where people can find you and if they want to just ask some questions. If you are someone who heard Sherita speak today and now you feel like this is it, this is your time, it is. So reach out if you would like to book your first international. And also, let me talk about that. You do domestic, stateside vacations as well, because everybody is not always looking for international. Is that something that's offered from Elite Travel Vacation?
It's yes, ma'am. It is offer, and I also offer solo travel. So I do have some solo travelers, and they would tell you whenever they come to me, I put a little extra more to their vacation. For me, it's security. It's all about security, and again, you're entrusting me in your investment, so I have to ensure that you're secure. So I'm gonna put you in a secure, safe location that you will still be able to enjoy and then make memories of. And my solo clients will tell you again, all I have to do is call her, tell her the date, tell her where I'm, my destination, where I think I'm going, and she always come through. I always come through for them. But yes, I go a little extra for them again because they're solo. So, and
Right.
it's
Safety
always the
first.
females.
Right.
Yes.
It's one thing to have a good time. It's another thing to return home to your family and be safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we, and again, that is the beauty of enlisting a travel advisor because even though you can book certain things, you don't know what you don't know. Um,
Exactly.
like some people may not be familiar that I believe there's only real three travel companies. If you're going from Hotwire to um, Booking.com or whatever the new travel websites are, they're typically owned by the same people. So
Yes.
while you're thinking you're going to different entities and maybe offering something different, they're one tracking you. They're everywhere you go, every site you go to, they are tracking and logging your shopping behavior as you peruse the
Absolutely.
internet. So
Hmm.
they're only going to show you what the algorithm thinks you're looking for. So remember, you're not dealing with a human being, you're not dealing with a personal touch as you would with a travel advisor. So even though you see something on the screen and you think, oh, that's a deal, that sounds good. Or some people, it's not even a deal they're looking for. They're just thinking, oh, I can afford that. But just because you can afford it doesn't mean it's value. So that's
Exactly.
what we do here for as a travel advisor. We're looking for value. You want to have a good time, you want to have a good tan when you come back and all of those things, but did you get your money's worth? Was it worth it? For sure.
You hit the nail on the head.
Mhm.
And that's another thing, to this, get rid of the myth, right? That travel agents, we just take your money. Oh, it's too high, it's to this. No, we put value into everything that we do. And if you find a price on a booking engine, come and have a conversation with me. And I'll break it down to you what you're paying, what you're getting. I may even match that price. And if I can't, I'll tell you, hey girl, that's a steal. Go
Right,
ahead and book it.
right.
For me, it's not about the money. It's about my passion and, pouring into what I like to do, and that's help people, help people have a great time. So it's not about the money for me because, again, a myth is, oh, well, I'm paying you commission. Well, guess what? You're paying that booking engine too. You just don't know what you're paying them.
You
So,
know what I'm saying? There you go. Let's talk. Let's get real for a moment. Like I said earlier, you are not paying per se your travel advisors. Our true goal is to make sure you are served well, that your true personality, your vibe, whatever your intention is amplified. That because if you don't come back, then that doesn't help the business. We want
exactly.
every time you have a wonderful thought or flashback of a experience you had on travel, we want you to be able to refer that back to your travel advisor because they actually did take the time to take the stress away from you, to figure
Hmm.
out what you like, and just make sure you had a wonderful experience. And then your guest as well. That's a whole other thing. We are dealing with the traveler that is coming to us for planning. But then we have to also keep in mind, is this a wedding? Is this a bachelorette party? Is this a divorce party? What's the vibe? What are your guests coming for? All of those things have to be considered. So definitely remember that as you're debating if you should do some things on your own. Those
Absolutely.
people, those clients who are interested in luxury travel, which is actually becoming more and more popular among African American travelers. So we are not just okay with a regular schmeggler. We want quality. We want nice things. We want to be catered to. That is the whole point of going on vacation. I can cook at home. Not saying that some vacations you don't want to cook. That's a thing too, but whatever it is you need, that travel advisor can typically guide you to that.
Absolutely. All the way down from the 3-star to a 5-star and a 7-star.
Right.
Because there is a 7-star hotel, the only one in the world, and it's located in Dubai. So we could give it to
And what
you.
Okay. I'm so glad you said that too, because a lot of people over the years have been going to Dubai, and again, what I've seen is more of the picture of the camels in the sand, and I was here and everything. But you don't often hear, well, what did you gain from it personally, or what did you learn from that? What did you take back home to your family to share with? So when I see your vacations online, I am thoroughly impressed. I know that there was some value there, and I see the
Hmm.
smiles on your client's face. So obviously, they're having a good time. The service was good. And like myself, I'm sure they appreciate you. That's amazing. That's good
Absolutely.
work. Well,
Absolutely.
Sharita, I
Because
certainly appreciate you stopping by the Layover Lounge today. Thank you. This is a new podcast for me, so I appreciate the support. Anybody out there is listening for assistance, because that's what it is, reach out to Elite Travel Vacations. We have Sherita Jones here, and she's given us some valuable tips. So I just want to appreciate her for her time today. Is there anything you would like to leave us with today?
I loved it. One
Go
thing
ahead.
I
I'm
would
sorry.
just add and leave today, oftentimes we always wait for a special occasion to do things, right? Whether it's is dye your hair or buy the skirt or pants or suit or take a trip. Every day you wake up is a special occasion, so stop putting it
Amen.
off.
Stop putting it off. Just do it. That
Absolutely.
job will be there. If you fall out today, they will replace you in a moment. So live your life to the fullest, travel, and it doesn't always have to be to some far four corners of the world. You can travel locally, you can travel stateside, you can travel with or without. Don't wait for your friends. You will
Hmm.
be waiting a mighty long time for everybody to be on the same page. Or that's also another thing about enlisting a travel advisor, because we may have tips for travel groups. So people who don't really have that friend group to travel with, but they just still don't want to go along, we'll find you a group. Don't you worry. You find your tribe
Absolutely.
and you will be just fine. Make us some new friends, you know?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for hanging out with us today in the Layover Lounge. I am your host, Keisha. For those listening today, I appreciate you stopping by the lounge. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share this episode with someone that you care about, and hopefully they'll have a wonderful travel experience. And we're just wishing you all safe travels. Take care.